What's up guys, it's Rich32G here again, and today we're going to take a look at Contagion. Contagion is a cooperative zombie survival horror FPS from developers Monochrome. I picked it up back when it was successfully funded on their Kickstarter, but you can get it now on Steam for £11.99, though it was just in the flash sale for £2.99, so keep an eye out for that. I think you can still get it at that price. I'll put all the necessary links down in the description for you. So, what's the difference between this and all of the other zombie games that are currently flooding the market, you might ask? Well, I really can't claim to have played them all, but this really isn't a DayZ type of experience. Contagion takes me back to a zombie mod that was around for Counter-Strike Source back in the day. When I took a look at the Contagion website, their founder was responsible for a Half-Life 2 mod called Zombie Panic Source. I really don't know if this is the same mod as I remember, because it is a good few years ago now. So I really can't remember, but it seems very similar in certain ways. Everything I'm going to say is about the game in its current state. This is still under Steam Early Access, and the developers themselves call it beta. So if you're watching it 6 months after I've posted this, then it's very possible that a few little issues I've got probably don't exist anymore and were fixed a long time ago. So Contagion brings us some differing types of game modes. I'll be honest, I've played some more than others, but I'll try and give you a good account of each. So first up, we've got escape mode. In escape mode, you need to complete randomly generated objectives to survive. These objectives are sent to you via your smartphone. I'm going to talk more about the smartphone a little later on, but I'll continue with the modes for now. In this mode, teamwork's pretty crucial to stay alive and watch each other's backs as you're completing the objectives. Next up, we've got extraction mode, and this really reminds me of Counter-Strike a lot. Here there are a group of unarmed survivors at a location on the map. Your objective is to reach them, protect them, and then escort them to safety. And the reason why it reminds me of Counter-Strike is the counter-terrorist getting to the hostages and getting them out, so that kind of format. It sounds kind of simple, but when you reach the survivors, you need to barricade the house that they're in using wooden nail guns that are about the place, and then survive a zombie attack, which always happens in this scenario. These attacks have lots of zombies heading your way, and ammo will definitely become a serious issue. Well, it does for me anyway. You'll be searching for those important headshots, and you might even resort to a melee weapon of some sort. And once the zombie onslaught has been survived, your phone will alert you to the extraction, and that it's safe generally to escort your survivors out. It's a tough yet fun game mode, and I think it's best played with friends just for easier organisation with each other. Okay, and the last game mode I'm going to talk about is Hunted, and this is my personal favourite. It's a PvP mode where you spawn at a random location on the map with a pistol and a melee weapon. The objective is to simply be the last remaining human player. In this mode, when you die, you become a zombie so that you can hunt for other human players. In the longer rounds, it's not just the players you need to look for. You need to watch out for the zombies too, as player zombies can blend in perfectly with AI ones if they're played correctly. Weapons and ammo, while spawning in the same locations, are random with what they spawn. So one round you might get a shotgun, and the next might be replaced with a sledgehammer in that same location. This makes the game fairer, as there isn't that one spot that everyone's trying to get to with that one killer gun, I've run into some issues in this mode with some other players, because I play it like I'm trying to survive. I take my time, I crouch walk, I scout areas out. I don't camp in a corner, but I certainly don't just run and gun around aimlessly. In contrast, some play it like Call of Duty, running and gunning, which is fine by me, but that type of player doesn't seem particularly accepting of my style of play, so I get flamed a little bit. But personally, I figure I'm just using Contagion's brilliant sounds to my advantage, because while they're running around throwing the grenades, shooting the shotguns, I'm just chilling, crouching along, crawling along, well, not crawling, but crouching along, avoiding zombies, listening to them shooting, with a fair idea of where they're coming from. So the thing I've not talked about particularly is that you can use your mobile phone or smartphone or cell phone, whatever you want to call it, in Contagion. I was kind of confused as to the role it would play in the game, questioned its value, if I'm honest. Now, after playing, I think that it's a really, really clever and relevant idea, as most people have got a smartphone these days. I think using it in Escape, like as a GPS device, is clever, and in Hunted as a sort of proximity beacon adds a depth of gameplay you need to be thoughtful of. As I make my slow, calculated movements in Hunted, I check my mobile. If I get the no devices found message, I know that apart from zombies, I'm pretty safe. But then, when it picks up another Bluetooth device, I tap the name, I can hear the other player's phone vibrate or ring, and I can attempt to figure out their location from the sound. Of course, they can do that to me too. I've also used this normal tactic, and it's happened just as the players run around the corner, so I'm left stood there holding my smartphone and, they've got a gun pointed at me. It's not a bright idea. I just really enjoy it, and I think it's different. I like it when developers try something new and don't take the safe option. Granted, it's not a gigantic game-changing thing, but like they've included it and they've made it a useful component nonetheless. I've experienced a few minor issues though. I've loaded in a few times, half under the map, sort of stuck, legs below the map, and waist and upwards above the map. The game seems to sort this out after about 30 seconds and kills you off and respawns you somewhere else. It's not a mega issue, and in honesty, it's only happened to me about 4 times in, 15 hours of play. Also, I get intermittent loading issues. This happens more often with me. And they either take a long time for it to load, like really a long time considering my system, or just seem to freeze for long enough to make me think that the game's crashed. I've had these issues both on Windows 7 and Windows 8.1. So yeah, it's beta, So despite these issues, please remember that it's in beta and it's an early access title. I highly recommend it, but do remember it's not a DayZ survival horror in that sense. It's much more an FPS survival type game, because there's no hunger mechanics or anything like that. So guys, if there's any other titles that you'd like to see me play, let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. If you've enjoyed, please comment, like and subscribe. But for now guys, thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.